No sound.
Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Beach, baby, there are the sand from July to the end of September. Summer night. Out on the streets and the pavements are burning. I see it around. There ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Summer of love. On a hot summer night. Endless summer night. In the summertime, when the weather is hot, it's hot town, summer in the city. Everybody's got something.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cave Crew Radio. My name is DK. I know you recognize my voice. I've been religiously keeping the show alive the past 2 weeks, and I have yet to have my summer vacation, but mine's coming in a couple of weeks. So I'm just here in a nightmare of renovations. The fence and the gate have been fixed. The deck is done. I'm living in paradise, but I don't know if you remember, but let's recap here for Big B before we officially welcome him back. 2 weeks ago, I did a solo show, and I know there's a lot of radio hosts and podcasters that do that, but fuck, do I hate it. I appreciate everyone that was in chat and helping along, and we had the Book of Stew, and Mike Jolitz was there, of course. But God, I hate doing it alone. And then last week, he left me with some nutcase who went on and on about Arnold Horseshack and Mennonite in the Middle. But that's all behind us now, even though we have some great, exciting summer adventures still to come. Big B, it's great to have you back.
Hi there.
Say I missed you.
Hi there. It's been a long 2 weeks. It really has. It feels like I haven't done this show in forever.
All right. It's okay. We'll do okay.
I think we'll be fine. But it was. I saw you had. Now, did you get any words in last week? With
it was tough. I asked some questions, and as soon as I get a question in, he just flew off the handle.
Right.
But it was kind of easy for me, right? Because the week before I did it alone, so I had some weird news and stuff like that. But it's not the same when you're not having a conversation with somebody. I don't like it.
Sure, there's no back and forth. It's a one-way conversation, and I could never do that either. Like a couple of times when I was doing the metal show, I had two co-hosts, and both of them wouldn't able to show for whatever reason. And I'd sit there and I'd do the metal show by myself, and I was like, this really sucks.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna play music the entire time. I'll come in, I'll say, and next song is, and then play it.
That's what I did. I had the Booker Stew, I had Mike Jolitz, and I talked for a little bit. And I just got bored of it. And I said, okay, show's over. It was like an hour show. I don't even think it was an hour. But anyway, coming up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear, the return of the great Big B. He's going to tell us about his vacation. I think I've lined up some dynamite news stories to bring him back. Florida in the News is back. And a couple surprises along the way. And of course, I digress. Mike Jolitz will be with us as well.
And as I discuss my vacation, Mike Jolitz plays a big part in that vacation.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we'll hear all about that coming
Autographs,
up.
autographs, and we'll cover all that once we get to the air. 4 minutes, really quick. Let's do some NHL here.
Sure.
I know you were getting very irritated with the people
Oh
speaking
my
French,
God.
as was I.
Every fucking thing that everybody had to come up and
Yeah.
speak the entire thing in French, and then it was in English, and then it was in French again. Oh my God.
And then you get the one dude, I can't remember what team it was, and the only word he knew was bonjour.
Well, you heard like the non-French speaking people speaking the French very badly. I thought after the initial opening ceremonies, when they had Guy Lafleur's son and Mike Bossy's daughter, I thought after all that was said and done, we'd get down to like just some normalcy of the draft. But no, everybody had to speak fucking French first, just because it was in Montreal. If it was anywhere else, everybody would have spoken English.
It's the pain of living in a bilingual country. Now, really quick, because I want to get to something else on the draft. How would you know if they were speaking bad French?
I took French in high school.
Oh, okay. So you know more than me.
I took 3 years of French.
Fucking despise that fucking language. Now, what did you think here, though? Shane Wright, the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he not get picked first, and that stare of death he had, I would not want to be Montreal when this kid gets going. Dropped a 4th.
And that's good for Seattle. Seattle won that draft just by picking Shane Wright.
Well, I get why New Jersey did it. I was talking to my son earlier, and
well, they didn't need centers.
New Jersey's too top heavy up front, so
yeah.
They I knew they wouldn't go there. But who was 3rd? I thought they'd
Arizona.
But they picked Cooley because he's flashier, right? Another good player.
Like I said, everybody has their reasons, but Seattle. I mean, that's huge for Seattle.
And the guy Montreal got is good. I think it's a Lane, Patrick Lane, Austin Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to pick Patrick Lane in that draft. He's a good shooter, but
right.
Matthews is the better hockey player.
Well, we'll see how it, ultimately you never know, right? You never know until a couple of years from now, when and if they make the NHL and how they perform. But as of right now, I think Seattle won the draft.
And also you traded your backup goalie to Colorado.
We knew that was going to happen. I mean, there was no way they were going to re-sign Georgiev because it was too high a contract. So they got 3 picks out of Colorado, which was more than anybody figured they could get because Georgiev's a restricted free agent, so they have to give him a qualifying offer. But anything you can get back from him is gravy.
Yeah, awesome gravy. And then Kemper is available.
Mm-hmm.
Campbell's asking a lot of money. But Toronto trades Mazurek, drops 9 spots, and still gets their guy, and did not eat any celery getting rid of that piece of shit to Chicago, Peter Mrazek. But we right now, going 5 days away into free agency, do not have a goalie because we wanted Fleury.
Well, I would assume you're not going to go after Kemper. If Campbell's asking too much money, Kemper just won a Stanley Cup. He's going to ask for a lot more money. And I remember talking to Chris Apthorpe during the playoffs, saying you guys should seriously look at Georgiev because he's really a solid goaltender.
I know.
Obviously, you can't now, but see what happens. The Rangers need a backup. Toronto needs a starter. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I don't want Matt Murray from Ottawa. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We're going live now, kids. So just wanted to give you a little bit of hockey and maybe Beers and Pucks will actually be a show in the fall. You never know. Is that what that was the name of it, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that shit. I don't know. It was a Chris Apthorpe thing. But anyway, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the show.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
The show is about to start.
Roger, we have liftoff.
In 3, 2, 1. The heat is coming to Cave Crew Radio. The Endless Summer Beach Party 2022.
This is radio.
Cave Crew Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you going to do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power play goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Cave Crew Radio is the name of the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. We are live on Facebook. We are live over on YouTube. I do believe we are live at Jimmy's Sports Bar in Kingston, Ontario on the big screen. Still awaiting our t-shirts and hats. We are also available wherever you can find great podcasts, and Power FM in LA or wherever the hell else we're live too. It is a great night tonight for me, ladies and gentlemen. I have been quite verklempt over the past couple of weeks because 2 weeks ago I had to do a show all by myself, and I don't know how some of you other hosts do that because I really don't like doing it. And then last week I had the Amish comic, and that was a lot of fun. But he really fucks with your head. But this week, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been waiting to play this forever. As soon as I find it, here we go.
And now, here's the Duke of Urine Stench, as knighted by the Queen, the self-proclaimed President of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something, Sir Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am Sir Big B, and I am back, as always, the President-elect of the United States of America and the epicenter of something this week. I think you can all guess I am the epicenter of everything vacation.
Everything holiday. It's a great
Everything Arizona vacation.
And they're welcoming you back.
I see. I like all the welcome backs. So 2 weeks ago I was at a concert, and I did some live for DK of Joan Jett. Doing Put Another Dime in the Jukebox, Baby, whatever the fuck song that is. I love rock and roll. And then last week I was in lovely, hot as fuck Arizona.
Temperate.
It was 111 degrees when I landed in Arizona at 9 a.m. Arizona time.
Does it stink like New York? You know how bad New York starts to stink in the summer? Only at like 90.
It was wonderful. First of all, there's absolutely no humidity. So if it was like 111 and humid, like it would be here in New York, you couldn't move. So there was no humidity. It was clean. It was wonderful. Arizona is one of the best places on this planet.
Now, do you see why I want to retire there?
Holy fuck! I loved Arizona. I absolutely
your wife
loved it.
took some pictures, Mrs. B. The bluest sky I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's crazy. And then when you're driving, like we were driving going north, Phoenix is kind of in the middle of the places, all the places we went. So we're going north up to the Grand Canyon and Sedona, and even to go visit Mike. And when you're driving, all you have is these mountain ranges and these rock formations and all this. It is wonderful out there.
Is there a lot of sand?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it sand. It's like dirt, kind of. It's desert, so it's not sand, but there's like desert plantation, desert plant life out there. So there's a lot of that, like cacti and.
Is it possible that you will retire down there with me and we will play pickleball?
It is extremely possible. I loved it down there, and Jason, I did not do a lot of. I did a lot of fucking driving.
But I just say something. Of course, out of nowhere, the guy that dumps us like a fucking thunderstorm comes in and says some fucking negative. Scotty and Chair, Washington State is way better.
You can have your liberal, shitty Washington State with Seattle and their occupy fucking blocks and nobody can do anything. I'll go to Arizona. Thank you very much. Jason saying I did a lot of walking. I did a lot of driving. I drove over 1,400 miles in the 5 days I was there.
So not much of a vacation, I'd say.
It was one. No, can I tell you the speed limit's 75, first of all. So I'm doing 90 at a minimum, and people are still passing me. It was one of the smoothest drives. We went north to the Grand Canyon and, like I said, Sedona and to Mike. We went south down to Tucson and Tombstone and all
Tombstone, yes.
And those drives were great, and it was no traffic. It was just easy driving, doing 90 at a time and just driving. It was wonderful.
If you brought me, we could have been like the male version of Thelma and Louise.
I wasn't going to drive off a cliff. No.
We could have went to the Grand Canyon together.
We could have.
DK, Thelma and Louise.
There you go. The Grand Canyon was awesome. And of course, one of the highlights, we have to bring up, obviously, is meeting and hanging out with Mike Jolitz.
Let's get this up on screen. We showed it last week with Raymond the Amish comic. But, there you go. He's calling us Tom and Louie.
Tom and Louie, yes.
That could be a show note. I don't know. And anyone that's interested, we're not going to read it on screen, but Scotty is obviously sitting in his cold.
He can take his liberal left coast and like it.
But anyway, there's Big B and Mike Jolitz, ladies and gentlemen. You all know Mike Jolitz. He didn't bail on me. He was there last week, and Big B was on with him. It was so much fun. You did a great job, by the way.
This was his idea. I think the morning of, I landed on Wednesday, and then Thursday we had arranged to meet up. The day before on Wednesday, he gave me his address, and we figured out what we were going to do and all that. And the morning we were getting ready to head up to see him. He said, how would you like to do the news with me? I said, fantastic. So he sent me all the news stories, and we just went back and forth in his Rude Bessett Studios. And we did the news, and I also did a commercial. I don't know where this commercial is going to be. but I did a commercial for Mike Jolitz.
Oh, we'll have to listen to the Mike Jolitz show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to be played, but I did a commercial, and Mike was awesome. Mike, and I did get the autograph in the book. This is the book.
Hang on. Let me go back to my next camera. You know how much trouble I have with the cameras here. And there is our book, which is full, and you've ordered a new book.
I have ordered a new book. It's almost full, not quite yet full, but this is the book, and I had Mike sign right there, and he gave me a couple of stickers. So I affixed one in there, and he loved looking through this because he said it's like a time capsule.
Oh, it is. I mean, if you were to put that up for an auction for charity or something, it would be invaluable, because sometimes I ask you questions and you have to go back in the book, and you have everything.
I do have everything in here. He was amazed at, like, you know, going through the book of Stu or the Stu family tree, the Believe It or What challenge brackets. I have my proclamations in here. We have Choo Choo Mania 2 results in here. So, and of course, obviously, all the show names and potential show names and show notes listed in here. So he loved going through it, and it was a lot of fun. By the way, his house is fucking awesome.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh my God. One, he lives in a wonderful neighborhood. Surprise, Arizona is a great area, and his house is fucking nuts. He's got a kitchen the size of my fucking living room. It's monstrous.
Yeah, it's bigger than mine too.
And then he took us out. We went out to have a Mexican lunch. It was wonderful.
Now, how was the what did Mrs. B and the kids do while you were recording the show?
Well, my kids were playing with his kids, and Mrs. B was kind of supervising them.
Oh, okay.
Outside of recording the news and all that, me, my wife, and Mike were all talking, and the kids were all playing. It was just the brief period where we were up doing the news and going over some things that she was supervising the children.
Did you meet Mrs. Jolitz?
I did not.
No, she was working.
She was, yes. I would assumed she was working. So we hung out for most of the day. We got up there probably about 10, a little after 10 a.m. And I think we left, like, you know, maybe after 4 p.m. We hung out most of the day. It was a lot of fun hanging out with Mike Jolitz. Mike Jolitz is an awesome dude.
And how cool is it? Not that you ever want to come to Canada, but you met Choo Choo Stu, you met Mike Jolitz. How cool is that to meet people that you broadcast with each week? I know it's a recorded segment, but he's part of the show, and a very important part of the show, and it's so cool.
It was, and there was, you know, when you meet somebody, kind of, there's that awkward kind of getting to know you kind of. There was nothing. It was like, you know, as soon as I got out of the car, I was like, dude, what's going on? And we just started bullshitting immediately.
Yeah.
It was, you know, because, you know, through the show, obviously, you know a lot about each other.
Yeah.
So you just start bullshitting and hanging out. And Mike Jolitz is a great dude.
Yeah, well, we already know that. So I remember when I met Choo Choo Stu when I met him in the airport.
Yep.
And I had one of those little signs saying Choo Choo Stu, you know, like a limousine. And I was surprised how tall he was.
Yes, me too. When he came out, I was like, wow, he's actually a really tall guy.
Because I'm not tall, but I don't think I'm short. Like, I'm, you know, 5'9", 5'10". You know. And I look, and oh shit, you're taller than I thought you were.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I know what, you know, I'll make it up to Canada.
We're counting. We got to get that GoFundMe going, because Chris Apthorpe said he'd drive us wherever we want to go.
There you go.
Tell me about my favorite place in the world, because Tombstone, more than the Wyatt Earp movie, but the whole history and the story of the outlaws and the sheriffs and the true wild west. I love it. The Alamo, which I know is Texas, but all that stuff I love. You were in Tombstone.
I was.
Where the shootout at the OK Corral. And you got me a shirt and you got me a news. I can't wait.
So Tombstone, I'm assuming you would expect it to be very touristy, which it is. The whole town is still like the Old West looking, the buildings, all Old West and all that. But of course, it's all souvenir shops and places to eat, and people dressed up as cowboys to do reenactments and things, and they try to get you on a like a horse and buggy ride and all of this, and very, very touristy, but very cool also because of the history. So we went to the OK Corral. We didn't see the show because we had just missed one, and the next one's like an hour and a half later. And there was a lot of stuff going on, so we missed the show. But we were in the OK Corral.
The show would have been the gunfight.
Yeah, it would have been the shootout. Yeah, the reenactment of the shootout. But we were still in the OK Corral, like we were in the building, which was cool. It's weird because you look at it and it's so touristy, but there is in the back of your mind, you realize this is like the true Old West, where, all those stories and that movie is like true. All those things happened right there or right in this town.
Yeah.
And then they have the newspaper place that I went to. It's, what is it? The Tombstone Epitaph or something to that effect. It's the oldest running newspaper. It's been going on, since back then. And they have they have 6 newspapers, one about Doc Holliday, one about Wyatt Earp, one about the prostitutes of Tombstone.
Oh, nice.
And a couple of other ones. And they actually do a regular pressing of a monthly newspaper, which tells more history about the Wild West and the Old West and things like that. So that was cool. We got to tour the original section of that building where they had the old machines, the old newspaper pressing machines and all that. That was really cool. And it was overall, it was.
You see I noticed Jeff Gross, another friend of the show, the lane splitter in California. He's been on the show a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Did you get to the graveyard?"
We did not.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see the graveyard. We were in like the main section of the town Tombstone. And we were doing a whole bunch of stuff that day. It was like we went down to almost the Mexican border to this town called Bisbee, where my wife and my younger son bought like all these gemstones and rocks and all this stuff because there's a mine there where you can do a tour of a mine and they pull out all these rocks. So they got all those things. Then we went up to Tombstone and then we headed over to Tucson. So it was a very busy day that day. So we stayed in Tombstone, I don't know, hour and a half, something like that.
But just to be there, amazing.
But just to be there was really cool. Yeah, it was, and it's a very, very small town. You would think, you kind of build it up in your head because of all the history that is this massive, large town. It's really only a couple of blocks. Yeah. It's small, but within that, you really do feel the Old West because they still have the dirt roads. Like those roads, they kind of section off where no cars are allowed, so they have the dirt roads and all of that. And it is really cool. I have to say, it is really, really cool.
Yeah. And then you went to Tucson, which is, of course, where the Arizona Coyotes play.
We did go to Tucson very briefly. That was like the end of the day. We kind of just went to Segura National Park in Tucson. And we did a car. It was a drive, like a single lane, a one-way 8-mile loop in the park. Which was cool because you could get out, stop at various parts and go right up, take pictures by cactuses and all that. But you have to be careful of wildlife out there because there are no fences. This is, an actual place where the animals live. I had a roadrunner run right in front of my car.
What does a roadrunner actually look like? I've only seen one on a cartoon.
It is actually, it's a small, like something like, I don't know, maybe like that, the size of my head, kind of. It's a small bird. But it is very fast. I mean, it darted in front of the car and like went off into the other part of the desert.
Did you see scorpions?
No scorpions. We saw snake holes in the ground. So I was telling my kids, be careful when you're out, just keep a watch out because they have obviously the diamondback snakes
The
and all of that,
rattlesnakes, yeah.
rattlesnakes, so we saw a bunch of snake holes. We saw lizards, the
What about
road
a
runner.
Gila monster? Did you see it?
No Gila monster and no scorpions.
Okay.
But it was cool.
Now I have one more question, and we
Sure.
can move along a little bit. I'm sure you could tell us, but you can come back in future shows and tell us more stories. But when we were at the Grand Canyon, did you ride a donkey?
No.
On the ledge.
No, we didn't. We didn't ride the donkey. We went to the Grand Canyon, and most of it's got these huge guardrails, so you can just go and lean up against the guardrail, and the guardrail comes up to like your chest, so you're not going anywhere. And you take these wonderful pictures, and it's packed. I mean, there was a shit ton of people there.
Yeah, that's probably the main.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it took us probably 45 minutes just to get into the national park, the Grand Canyon National Park, because you wait online. You get to a certain point on the drive up, and then you just stop. You're waiting in line because you got to pay to get in and all of this. And then you drive up, and then where it is, like the place is packed.
But again, a piece of history to think that Evel Knievel jumped it.
Well, Evel Knievel jumped it, and even more when you look at it and realize that entire Grand Canyon was formed by water.
Yeah.
Water carved that entire canyon out over hundreds of millions of years.
Yeah.
And it's crazy when you actually stand there and look at it, it's jaw-dropping. I mean, you're in awe of.
And is there any water rides? Like so if Jason and Amanda went, they'd probably want to take a boat.
There's a water parks. We're not water people, so keep in mind you're in a desert, so I don't know how much water.
Well, I mean, on the canyon, can you go on a little boat ride? Or
I think you can. You go on some tours. You can book tours and go down to the bottom of the canyon and go on. There is
you
a
have
little
to ride
river.
a donkey, though.
I don't know how you get there. I didn't
Did
look
you
into
see
it because I didn't care. I didn't look into it, so I didn't.
No,
I
but
didn't
did
bother.
you see any donkeys when you were sightseeing?
No, I didn't see any donkeys.
No.
Those may be like on the other, like we were just on the south rim of the Grand Canyon, and obviously the Grand Canyon goes through 4 states, so it could be anywhere. I have no idea, but we were in the south rim, and one of the most stupidest things in the Grand Canyon. Now you're surrounded by thousands of people.
Yeah.
You're jammed in. You can get great views. It's not like people are on top of you, but there are thousands of people there. So we're walking around. My little one wants to go to the gift shop, of course, to get gifts.
Yeah.
We start walking into the gift shop. All of a sudden, we get stopped. I'm sorry, you need to wear a mask to go into the gift shop.
You got to be kidding me.
I said, all right, so give me one.
Arizona. Jason Scott would love it there. He loves the mask.
I said, all right, so give me one. They're like, oh well, we sold out yesterday. I said, well, what are you selling them for, first of all, if you require them? And second of all, I'm fucking vaccinated. Why do I have to wear a mask? Oh, well, it's this and said, fuck out of here. So we left. That just made us leave. And we went to a local rock and gym shop.
I hate it when these people cling to COVID.
It's ridiculous.
I think that's real.
Meanwhile, we're all
was
outside.
Real at the time, but it's not real anymore.
It's over. It's done with.
Meanwhile,
you're outside and literally thousands of people are around you. There's no social distancing going on. You're walking right past these people. You're standing next to them taking pictures at the Grand Canyon. It doesn't matter that you're outside. You're 6 inches away from them.
Could you imagine social distancing at the Grand Canyon?
It would be impossible.
I'm writing this down.
But overall, it was a wonderful, wonderful trip. I'm trying to think any other major. Oh well, of course.
No. The one thing you got to cover before we go like to Mike Jolette's, and then we'll do our stuff.
Yeah,
is the knee brace.
I was just gonna say. So I drove 14. I calculated I drove over 1,400 miles while I was in Arizona, and I've been having a problem with my knee before vacation, and I think I have tendonitis in my knee. I'm going to the doctor on Monday. I think I have tendonitis in my knee because I was sitting at my desk working. My knee really starts to bother me. Sitting in a car for 3 hours at a clip, driving hundreds of miles, my knee, it almost became unbearable where my knee was really aching and hurting and it was shooting down my leg. So my wife was like, would a knee brace, this is like, the third day in. So would a knee brace help? I said, I think so. So when we got back to Phoenix, we went to Target and I hobbled into Target, got myself a knee brace. And that was my souvenir from the trip. I got a knee brace.
A knee brace. Are you still wearing it?
Not right this second, but when I drive, it helped tremendously. So most people get like, my kids got rocks. My son got a hat. They got other things. I got a knee brace from a Phoenix Target.
Excellent.
Hold while I write that down because that'll be a good
Yes,
show note.
please write that down. And then I have breaking news because you think you're in bad shape. Jason Scott brought this up to us from Instagram. Our friend Choo Choo Stu was in a hospital bed. And I have contacted him, and this happened on a bicycle, not on a motorcycle, nowhere else. He broke his collarbone and his ribs.
He pulled a Joe Biden.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to question is this just a method to get out of work? I think this may be his record-setting year because you and I both know that he does not work a full year.
Not even a little bit.
He gets like 8 weeks vacation, and he gets yellow phlegm flu, and he gets COVID 4 times, and he got red eye or pink eye, whatever that's called. And he's off now. This has got to be a record for him. He'll be off a long time. But of course, we're wishing him well. But nice staging, but I don't believe any of it.
I just remember like every other week he would have COVID and he would be out again. So yes, I think this is another ploy. He saw what happened to Joe Biden. He said, I think I could pull this off and get another couple of weeks off.
There's a bump. I think I'll fall.
Right.
I'll break bones just so I don't have to work. I don't care what pain I go through.
That's right.
I'm convinced of it.
He will go to any length to get time off from work. Paid time off, by the way.
Yeah. Of course, paid time off because he's injured.
That's right.
And his poor wife's got to pick up the slack. The guy hasn't been to the allotment in 3 years. I don't know what this does to his health movement with his running marathons and lifting weights, but
it's funny you mentioned the allotment too. Mike, when I was hanging out with Joel, he goes, what's going on with Big B's beans? I said, I don't know if Stu goes to the allotment anymore.
He doesn't. It's work.
That's right.
It's actual work. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have Big B back. There you go, a little synopsis of his vacation, and I'm sure we'll hear more as the weeks go on. His mind will be triggered.
That's right.
But I think we should go to said friend in Arizona and take a quick break. And you haven't told us, by the way, you got the peanut butter whiskey there to help the knee. Gotta have the peanut butter whiskey. You didn't bring a bottle to Mike Jolitz.
We discussed it, and he said he had a bottle, but
okay.
that really never even came up while we were there because it was, like I said, it's 111 degrees there.
Right.
And it was like, I wasn't in the mood for whiskey. I was drinking water.
Right. You didn't have beer.
Mm-mm.
Because
I was drinking water.
Quite often, he'll polish off a bottle of vodka.
Well, when we went out to the Mexican joint, I had some gin drink. I don't even know what it was. It was some mixed gin drink.
You didn't have margarita?
No, it wasn't a margarita. It was, I don't even know. I don't know what it was called. It was one of those gin with strawberries and all of this crap. It was weird. It was good, but that was the only alcohol I had.
The whole trip?
No, I did have we went to a steakhouse the last, on the way back from the Grand Canyon. We went to a steakhouse and I had a beer.
There you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. A fun part of the show that we always do. It's called Mike Reads the News. You've heard about Big B meeting him. So let's hear what Mike has to say this week.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Recording live in Studio B of Rude Bassett Studios in Surprise, Arizona. It's the Mike Jolitz Show. Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, DK, and hello, Sir Big B. How the hell are you guys? I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic, guys. I'm doing really good right now. I'm just happy and hyper, and yeah, just digging it. Alrighty, guys. It is now time for the news. The Birmingham Stallions beat the Philadelphia Stars in the USFL Championship game on Sunday. It was kind of fun to watch. The New Zealand All Blacks beat Ireland in a rugby match on Saturday. They then had 9 pints of ale and kicked their ass again. A bloodhound named Trumpet won Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. Whatever, who cares? Top Gun Maverick has now grossed over $1 billion at the box office. Go see it if you haven't. It's so good. Bud Light Clamato announced a new flavor out for a limited time. They advertised heavily during the USFL Championship game. You can pick up the new Testicolata flavor until the end of August. The trailer for Clerks 3 was released. Hot damn, I feel nostalgic after seeing that. Gonna go see it for sure. Choo Choo Stu is recuperating after spending a few days in hospital after he had a bike accident. He took a digger, broke a collarbone, and 4 ribs. Damn, get better soon, dude. Cleveland Browns traded Baker Mayfield to the Carolina Panthers. They got a case of White Claw, a dozen glazed donuts, 8 Powerball tickets that haven't been checked on, and a 63rd round pick for him. Not too shabby. Michael Moore sent out some manifesto on July 4th saying he won't shut up. We know the only time he does shut up is if he's got some pie from the trough in his cake hole. Can't we deport him or something? Singer Rihanna just became the youngest self-made billionaire. Wow, good for her. Joey Chestnut won his 15th hot dog eating contest this past 4th of July. He now has twice as many championships as Tom Brady. Delusional dimwit Amber Turd filed for a new trial about the defamation case against her ex, Johnny Depp. Man, she's a fucking glutton for punishment. So the Buzz Lightyear movie bombed. Now Disney has pulled the butt plug from the Brokeback Woody film. It's a planned family version of Brokeback Mountain. You'll never hear "You got a friend in me" the same way again. Kim Kardashian said she'd eat poop if somebody told her eating shit would make her look younger. Well, Kim, it's true. I don't have proof, but do it. If you smear it in your eyes, I heard it gets rid of bags, too. And finally in the news, a sheep in Africa was given 3 years in jail after it attacked and killed a woman. After its prison sentence is completed, it is expected to be the man course. All right, guys, that does it for the news. But now it is time for the tidbits. Yeah. Chick-fil-A was ranked America's favorite restaurant for the 8th straight year. Oh, yeah. The Panthers play the Browns in week 1. Baker Mayfield will still not get the W. Oh, yeah. Boris Johnson stepped down as the British Prime Minister. Maybe he'll get that new hairpiece now. That hair's all muntered up. Oh, yeah. Bum Wine Bob announced their beer of the week. It was Natural Light Red, White, and Blueberry. I haven't had it. Yeah. Crosby, Stills, and Nash are back on Spotify. They left over some Joe Rogan nonsense. Don't care. Oh, yeah. Actor James Caan died yesterday. Oh, no. That does it for this. Mike reads the news. Hope you guys have a good show. Tschüss, ciao, and auf Wiedersehen. You guys take care. I will be back next week. Bye-bye.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
The one and only. How we love him.
The man, Mike Jolitz. By the way,
if we could pack it in, we might not have to pee so bad by the end of the show. He jams it right in there.
He is so, and I've seen now that I saw how he does it. It's incredible. He does it so fast, and
How long does it take?
it took us probably. He does it right. He does it, in like one take almost. It took me for a couple of stories, like a couple of takes, because it was like some tongue twisters. But all in all, it took about 10 minutes.
That's it.
That's
and then
it.
he edits. And then he edits.
And then he edits. Yeah.
He's a master.
It's wonderful. I have to bring up before we go any further. There's one thing we missed about the vacation. The day I landed, I found out that I won a Canadian hockey contest.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We forgot all about that. You mentioned it on Mike Jolis Reads the News, which was on Cave Crew Radio, by the way.
I totally so I joined this contest almost 3/4 of the way through the NHL season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have a Facebook group, and the contest is for every game. They tell you either to guess the first goal or the last goal, and the period and the time on the clock.
Right, which you were enticed because I won 2 wristbands and 2 hockey cards. So my name was in there twice, and I still didn't get anything. But anyway,
right. So
right? Like it's just you take a minute, you go, and we talked about this before. I always go off the board, right, and try to get someone that no one else picks because everyone's Matthews, Marner, Tavares, right.
Yeah, you picked Giordano like more times than anybody else on this planet.
And I won once with it.
I won with Matthews.
I won once with Engvall. It was either Engvall or Bunting, but anyway.
And I won with Matthews.
Yeah.
So I joined the group and I've been playing. I didn't win anything during the regular season, but they continued it through the postseason. So game 1 of the playoffs, I won. And I got myself a card and a wristband, which was really cool. All the winners of each game are entered into these drawings. So there's 2 winners at the end of the year, a grand prize, which wins a jersey, and I guess like a kind of a runner-up grand prize.
Yeah, the one who wins the jersey, I don't know. Yeah, the one who wins the jersey is the one who picks the most.
Okay.
And then the one they still haven't done is whoever has that damn Darcy Tucker card. I had to dig through. I had Joffrey Lupul and Matt Sundin or something like that. So
they
have it.
They found the Darcy Tucker card.
Oh, did they find it?
Yeah, they posted yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. They found it.
Okay, yeah. So someone has won a flag, but the rest of us get tossed into this draw for a hand carved maple leaf like wall plaque.
Right. It says, "Damn right, I'm
mounted in the background."
It says, "Damn right, I'm a Maple Leafs fan," and it is hand carved out of wood. I can't wait to get. I talked to, and I was so surprised because they're saying, "All right, we're going to draw whatever day." Now, this was the day we landed in Arizona.
Yes,
and we were in Hole in the Rock in Papago Park. And I said, I put up pictures. It's basically literally holes in rocks. It's really cool. And all of a sudden I see this Facebook message that I won something from DK. I said, what did I win? I said, yeah, you're joking, right? Whatever. I go back and I start looking at the video of the drawing from the Facebook group. And lo and behold, me who won once, I joined 3/4 of the way through the season. I live in New York. I won the hand-carved, damn right, I'm a Maple Leafs fan plaque.
Right. So they got to be your number 2 now.
Sure. I'll say that. I will be a Maple Leafs fan. The number 2, obviously Rangers number 1. Yeah. But I will say for sure I'm a Maple Leafs fan now.
Right. So if the Rangers are out, as long as we're not playing the Rangers, you're going for the Leafs. Do you have a spot for that on the wall?
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I may send it to you because
that's no good. I mean, I would love it and I would certainly hang it up. You know that. But like this is really cool.
And yeah, I was talking to the dude. Like I messaged as soon as I found out, I messaged him. I was like, "Holy crap, I won!" And he's like, "Yeah, they're still in the process of carving it.
Oh,
so this is like fresh." And it'll be done in a couple of weeks. He'll contact me and get it out to me. I also was talking to him.
Did you tell him you're a Ranger fan?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't say anything about that. But I did talk to him because he apparently looked at my profile, and I have owner of MTR radio.com, whatever it was. And he's like, "Oh, I see you do a metal show, maybe I can get a shout out." I said, "Well, I don't do a metal show anymore, but I do a comedy show called Cave Crew Radio. Maybe when I receive the plaque, we can get you on the show and we can discuss." So we may have him as a guest.
Look, so we're already lining up guests for what's the name of the shit show that after what's Pucks and Beers?
Beers and Pucks or something like that. Yeah.
Pucks, yeah.
So we may have we may have him lined up. I will follow up with him once he contacts me and sends it out. I'll follow up with him. But I said, once I receive it, maybe we have you on and we talk about it, because apparently this dude does all the that's his business. Apparently he's like a wood carver.
Hey, that'd be so cool.
So I was, and I joked, if you remember in our private chat, I joked about that when they said that's one of the prizes. I said, imagine if I win that.
Yeah.
And I did.
It's so cool.
So yeah. So I will say right now, 100%, I am a Maple Leafs fan as my number 2 team. Obviously the Rangers are going to be number 1.
You can't part with that. As much as I would cherish it, it's not fair. It's not mine. I have so much Maple Leaf memorabilia around here. It doesn't matter. Like that is cool. That's like me winning a Red Wing carving or something.
Right. Yeah. Right. So I mean, it is definitely cool that I won. I'm so surprised. I entered this seriously. I entered this as a joke because DK,
because you like hockey.
Well, no, I entered it as a joke because DK doesn't like what's his name, Mitch Marner. So what I was going to do was say Mitch Marner for every game and hope I win one, just so I can say I won with Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
But then I started getting into it, and I was like, fuck that. I'm really going to play. That's why I was guessing different names and all that. And it's really cool that I won. I am so surprised. I told my wife's taking pictures of like the kids by the lagoon in Hole in the Rock. And I go to her, I said, I just won a Canadian hockey contest. She's like, what are you talking about? And I had to explain to her that, remember I won that card? And she's like, yeah. Well, they had a grand prize and I won.
That's awesome.
She's like, why can't you?
At least I knew the person that won.
I knew the drawing was coming up and I didn't even bother looking for it because I didn't think I was going to. I won once.
I've been doing this for 4 years and all I get is hockey cards and wristbands. Anyway, we got to get going here because we got a lot of stuff to jam in. We got some great stories for you, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to do the Angry Old Man ship, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Don't know if you know who Angry Old Man is. I don't, because I don't really have. Do we have time?
Why not? Do the Angry Old Man, and then because I could pull up the story.
All right, so you get your stories ready. So the Angry Old Man podcast, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play a very short clip. It's a podcast where one guy does all the voices. Listen to this.
To what? He wants to buy the Angry Old Man podcast now.
He wants to buy the Angry Old Man podcast.
That's right.
What the hell happened with Twitter?
Yeah, has he gone nuts? Well, that's on hold now, but he wants to expand his portfolio.
His portfolio.
Ah. That's right, his portfolio. So, in addition to Tesla, the rocket company, and the Boring Company.
The Boring Company?
Yes, the Boring Company.
Look, you don't mean a company that's not very interesting to work at.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, it's just like you. When you come to somebody's house, you're the most boring company.
Come on, I'm being serious here. What the hell's a boring company, Rob?
What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know.
It's a boring company that bores holes.
Bores holes where?
In your ass. That's where it bores holes. In the earth.
And in the earth?
They make tunnels and stuff stuff for trains and what have you. So it's a company that bores holes, right?
Yeah, I hope Elon comes over and bores a new one.
Jigs, come on, man.
So one guy does all these voices.
Yes, one guy. That's crazy.
No idea. They call him Rob or whatever on the show. We only know him as Mr. X. He has like this top secret job. And we reached out to him because he'd been with us before. Remember, they did those little things?
Yep.
And said, hey, can you come on the show again? Or can you put together just a little skit for Cave Crew Radio? And he said, sure, I'll come up with something. Well, this is just a little preview, ladies and gentlemen. This will be happening later in the summer. Apparently, Big B and I are going to be interviewed by all the characters. I don't know how this is going to go. We're working out all the cakes and stuff. But he made a song for us. So awesome. I just have a little clip of it for us to hear tonight.
It's the Angry Old Man Podcast at Sandpoint Beach in Windsor, Ontario, with our buddies DK and Big B here on Cave Crew Radio. We're not here to cause you trouble. We're not here to make a speech. We are here to look for women prancing topless on the beach.
Here we go.
So enjoy your endless summer here on Cave Crew Radio. And we'll keep this party going till we're buried as deep in snow.
Again, just a snippet. Just a snippet. Mike Jolitz has heard the show, and he says it's the guy's talented.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you recall, years ago we had him on the show. He sent us shirts.
Yes. Oh yeah, I've got that. I'm gonna wear that next week.
I gotta find. I don't know where mine is.
Yes,
but I remember we took pictures like around our areas.
Yeah.
So he could promote it.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. I don't know where mine is though.
I forgot about it. I must still have it in my drawer. But anyway, big stuff coming up in weeks to come, ladies and gentlemen, with the Angry Old Man podcast. And the song is not finished. That's why I didn't play the whole thing. But well, cool to have our own song.
That's awesome.
And we will celebrate endless summer until our asses are half deep in snow.
And Mike, the Coyote, I'll say the Coyotes are number 3.
Okay.
Let's say that's for Mike Jolitz.
I can't stand the Coyotes, but anyway.
I'll say the Coyotes are number 3.
Yeah, I'd have to go somewhere like Calgary or even Colorado. Anyhow, we got some news to cover here, folks. We actually got a lot, so it all depends how fast Big B can get through this, because we got some great Florida stuff coming up as well. We always like to start it off this way. And then we like to play Big B's little thing before we get going here.
Now, it's time for the news with our senior correspondent, the Big B.
First story of the night, and first story in 2 weeks, comes from dadpatrol.com. Headline reads, woman creates her own love island by inviting 16 men on one date. First dates are something that a lot of people dread. They can be awkward. The person might not look anything like their profile picture, or maybe you just aren't good at talking to people you don't know. Something that could really change up the first date format, though, showing up and discovering that you're one of 16 other people to also be invited on that first date.
I wonder if she banged them all.
I don't know. Well, I don't think so, because later on there's a day after.
Oh, okay.
in a now viral TikTok from whatever their username
Of course, it's
is.
we got to come up with a sound effect every time TikTok comes up in the news.
It's always TikTok.
Yeah, I got to come up with a new sound effect.
One man posted a video about how he showed up to a date thinking it would be the usual routine, except it was anything but. He showed up to find that she had invited 16 dates on one date. The woman explains that she invited everyone she matched up with on Hinge because she couldn't decide between them all.
I have never heard of Hinge.
I have never heard of Hinge either. She invited them all to show up to one venue and said, "I hope you all get along." The man who posted this.
Now let's play King of the Mountain to see who gets to
right. The man who posted the series of TikTok videos was the second date to arrive. When he first got there, the man who was the first date lied and said he was her cousin, but then he revealed that wasn't true. Can you imagine being the first one there and you're like, "Oh, this is, this chick is cool. Okay, we're gonna have dinner," and all of a sudden, some other guy starts
carnation, right? Like you're
right. Yeah, you bring your flower.
Yeah,
it's nice. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna have drinks. You're gonna have dinner, and all of a sudden, this other dude comes and's like, "Hi, I'm here for the date."
Yeah, so you wonder why she's got a table for 15.
Right.
It's almost like dining with Hannibal Lecter or something.
It's like this long table where you sit at one end, she sits at the other.
Yeah.
In a follow-up video to the original TikTok, he talks about how he felt like it was a red flag when he found out he was one of several men showing up that day. It was a no shit, it was a red flag. There's 15 other people there.
Excuse me.
Despite alarm bells ringing in his head, he stuck around because he's a fucking cuckold. That's why he stuck around.
I wish I could say those words in the show notes. He was a fucking cuckold.
He's a fucking cuckold. Soon after he arrives, several more men show up. I bet he couldn't wait. This fucking dude who's taking TikTok pictures, I bet he couldn't wait for the orgies and all the guys to fucking whip out their dicks. The woman who set up all the dates apparently said she was attempting to set up a speed dating sort of scenario, but all the men showed up at once. Did you think they were going to be staggered?
Yeah, she didn't plan it, right? She didn't say our date's at 4:15.
Right, our date's at 4:19.
Yeah.
Come, make sure you don't come early. Even though there were a dozen other men there, the user said he was enjoying himself and was having a good time. He admits that if I had any self-respect whatsoever, I would have left after the first moment. But he stayed. You know why? Because he's a fucking cuckold.
I can't use the second word, but I can use part of it.
You can edit. He and one other man on the date shared a kiss with the woman who set up the scenario. See, he's a cuckold. And then they had a good time, so he tried to follow up. The cuckold wanted more. When he texted her the next day, she never responded to him. So their love story died there.
So here I thought it was about the woman, but it's more about the cuckold.
It's more about this fucking cuckold who's like, "Oh, I'm the second one here. There's another guy there. I'm not going to leave. No, I'm going to see who else shows up and whose dick I can look at later. I'm going to share a kiss with this other dude."
I wonder if she picked somebody, though. In all seriousness, did she pick one out?
It doesn't say. It's like I said, it's all about the dude. So she didn't respond to him. So that's kind of the end of the story.
Long story short, ladies and gentlemen, all together now, he's a cuckold.
He's a fucking cuckold. We'll edit for show notes.
That was wonderful. I gotta see what the next story is here. Oh, this is good too. Okay, this will change things up a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. Over to Walmart, a very popular place.
And let me say, for the record, I was not in Scottsdale when I was in Arizona.
Okay. You didn't go to this famous landmark.
I did not go to Scottsdale, and I was not part of this story.
I didn't get the news to you soon enough.
That's right. This coming from 12news.com. Headline reads, unclogged but not unhappy. Scottsdale police investigating who spiked laxatives with antidepressants.
It's always your quiet time on the shitter, though, right? So that probably would mix well.
I don't know if you've ever had an antidepressant, but they're wonderful.
Yeah, well, I had lorazepam twice. Once at my father's funeral, and it did calm me down, and also on a flight because I'm not a flyer.
That's generic Xanax, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's generic Xanax. I've had Xanax, and I forget the name of the maintenance one, but wow, they're wonderful.
Yeah,
so I would appreciate this. I would have more laxatives if they had antidepressants.
Yeah.
Scottsdale police are warning Walmart customers to be more cautious about consuming over-the-counter drugs after a package of laxatives was recently tampered with at a local store. A customer at the Walmart in the 15,000 block of North Site Boulevard reported feeling ill on Tuesday after investigating a laxative they had purchased at the store. Police later determined the customer's laxatives appeared to actually be a prescribed antidepressant. I don't know how you're feeling ill. First, if you've ever had an antidepressant, you feel wonderful.
You're
You
like,
don't feel
hey, you get off of my cloud, right? Like and you're sitting there, just light a candle and turn off the light and enjoy your shit.
You feel excellent.
Like
you don't feel ill.
Two of the best things in life: antidepressants and taking a shit.
You can't get better than that.
Yeah. Except
hold
for
while I write things down.
Bob Evans or something. I don't know. But so again, I gotta dive a little bit deeper into this. First of all, who and then how would you get I'm assuming it's the chocolate laxative. I'm just assuming. But like you like pressing it inside of the chocolate so it's hidden so you don't notice the antidepressant, or is it like a liquid and you just I gotta dig a little more here.
Again, this is one of those stories that don't give us all the information,
but this is what allows our imagination to grow.
It's
like
true.
that second movie that's coming out. It's like Avatar. Right? Like we can imagine somebody there. And what was that show where the guy made the meth?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, in a yellow suit, walking through Walmart. You look normal in walking through Walmart like that. People dress in really weird shit.
Sure.
And taking a pair of tweezers and slowly putting the Xanax or whatever into said poop maker.
I don't see the problem here.
Fucking like, who bought it? They don't give us those details either.
No, of course not. I don't see the problem here, though.
Man, was it a housewife? Was it a retiree? Someone obviously had to have a movement. We know that much.
For sure.
Because you wouldn't buy laxative unless you really badly needed to have a movement.
It says here, police later determined the customer's laxatives appeared to actually be a prescribed antidepressant. The Equate brand of laxatives had been taped closed by an unknown subject. Officers discovered a similar looking box on the store's shelves and removed it from circulation. Scottsdale police are investigating how the laxatives were tampered with and encourage customers to inspect their over-the-counter drugs before ingesting them.
So were they suppositories?
I wouldn't think so. I would believe they were like kind of like Imodium. It's like a pill.
Yeah.
But that's for anti-diarrhea. I'm assuming the laxative, they have a pill, and I guess the pill was an antidepressant. Again, I don't see the problem.
I think it was Arizona too when we carried like the wasn't that where the cock guy was, the guy that was like the painting all the cocks everywhere.
It may have well been, yes.
Can't remember. I cover so much of it. But anyway, this is brilliant. So some guy is actually standing in the Walmart doing this. Nobody says something strange is going on here. He's got his tweezers and his little butter knife, and he's getting in the laxative, and then he's got his duct tape or whatever the fuck he's using, and nobody catches on until the person eats it, takes a shit, and is off on the yellow submarine.
That's right. But where is the problem? If
Well,
you've
problem
ever
is-
taken, if you haven't taken an antidepressant, let me describe it for you. Once it kicks in, you have this ultimate sense of calm.
Yeah, it's great. I agree.
It's wonderful. You
But-
don't feel ill. You don't get sick. You don't feel out of control. You have this ultimate sense of calm.
Euphoria.
Almost euphoric. Yes.
But at the same time, I don't have a problem with movement. So the shitting may add a little bit of, maybe that's what made him sick.
Well, yes, that could be. I only wish you would have given me this story sooner so I could have traveled to Scottsdale and picked up some Equate laxatives at the Walmart.
Well, I could have imagined. Big B, it's time to go to the next event. Not right now. I'm lighting a candle and shitting myself.
Hold while I write things down because that's a show note.
Anyway, that was a good one. I got to keep things moving, folks, because we actually got a lot to get to here. And the next one, I think I might have a video for. Well, he's writing something down. I think I got the right. Oh, this is a good one.
This is
3 weeks. I didn't want to cover this one myself. We're going to have some fun with this one.
So this comes from the liberal shitbag website, the Huffington Post.
Yeah.
The headline reads: Alleged threesome led to 60-person brawl.
Hang on a minute. That comment in chat deserves to have something written down.
Do you need me to bring a candle? That's a wonderful, wonderful. That could be a show name. Huffington Post: alleged threesome led to 60-person brawl on Carnival cruise. A recent Carnival cruise packed an unexpected punch. A huge fight that took place among a crowd of passengers aboard the Carnival Magic was allegedly ignited by allegations of cheating, according to a passenger who shared a video of the fight with Fox News Digital.
I do have video when you're ready.
An alleged threesome among guests aboard the vessel caused a rift after one person's significant others discovered the tryst on the trip.
Well, you didn't invite me.
Right. Apparently, this was a threesome without the significant other.
Right, without the cuckold. The cuckold wasn't there.
Usually, when there's a threesome, the significant other is involved and they agree and all of this.
Not during this one.
Not during this one, apparently.
You obviously went to the magic show and missed all the fun.
Right. Abracadabra. Here's 2 other chicks that I'm going to fuck. The onlooker, Teresa James, who identified herself as a travel agent, said she saw the fight from her cabin door. She told the Fox News outlet that the melee began about 2 a.m. near the ship's dance club and casino on the 5th floor. Keep in mind, it started on the 5th floor.
Right.
She described the passengers who sparked the fight as ignorant fools acting stupid. Hold while I write things down. Ignorant fools acting stupid.
Of course, she's a travel agent. You know, so here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a threesome on a cruise ship. I've read about cruise ships. They always tell you, no, it's not a good place to meet people and yet bullshit. I call bullshit.
You're stuck on a boat in the middle of the ocean. What else are you gonna fucking do?
You're gonna fuck. If
That's
your
right.
fucking significant other is seasick, you're going to fuck.
That is correct. The viral video that has been
does not classify as rape.
wait. Well, okay, so I haven't been here in 2 weeks. Have you raped?
No, still have not. I've been too busy doing shows by myself.
That is true. Good point. The viral video that has been shared on Twitter showcased the rumble, which involved beer bottles being smashed and a possible cut injury.
Oh, there was blood.
Now, remember where it started, ladies and gentlemen, on the 5th floor.
Floor 5, yeah.
The brawl lasted about an hour. An hour. Where is fucking security on this boat?
Where's what's his name from Love Boat? Who was that guy? Isaac. Where's Isaac?
Where's fucking Isaac and fucking what is his name? Gopher. Where's Isaac and Gopher from the Love Boat to fucking break this? An hour they fought.
You're
Holy
on a boat.
shit.
There's nowhere to run. They're all probably having an orgy of their own on 4th floor.
It lasted an hour and involved an estimated 60 people. Now the
Why
battle.
is everybody else so pissed off? There was only 3 people and 1 spouse involved.
Right, so there's 4 people total involved. 60 people start fighting. They're on the 5th floor.
Then they must be Democrats. They must all be Democrats.
The battle moved from the 5th floor to the ship's 1st floor.
So they're all riding the escalator.
They went down the stairs, they went the elevator, they went the escalator, all brawling through 4 different floors. They went from the 5th floor to the 1st floor.
Hang on, let's bring up the video for a sec here.
Please.
And see what happens. I'm having a hard time playing it. Here we go. Okay, let's see what happens here. People had sex. Right, you can't really see it. It doesn't seem
This is the brawl.
on this.
Never mind the music that's going on. This is the brawl.
So, does everybody think they're doing the YMCA or something? Like, what business do these other people have? There's a guy with a security shirt. Relationship to begin with, I would say. That's crazy shit. Threesome apparently led to a 60-person brawl. That's, if we include the jealous ex, that's 56 people that aren't minding their own business.
But they have nothing to do with anything. James, who was the original reporter, credited Carnival's security team for de-escalating the chaos. Now, remember some details.
Apthorpe says there was 3 parties involved. It was a cuckold cruise.
And 57 cuckolds.
Yes, it was a cuckold cruise.
I
hope they supplied free lube.
Now let's remember details of this story. Teresa James is the person that reported this.
Yeah.
She credits Carnival's security team for de-escalating the chaos. This lasted an hour and went through 5 fucking floors.
Yes,
how did they de-escalate anything?
And where did these people afterwards be honorary guests at the captain's table?
I have no idea, but I want to know how security de-escalated anything if the brawl lasted an hour.
If you watched in the video, the security guy had his phone. He was too busy getting ready for what?
TikTok.
TikTok.
That's right. Eventually, the cruise line security crew had to call the U.S. Coast Guard to escort the ship to shore.
Could you imagine the helicopters and the fucking the U-2s or whatever they're called, fucking bouncing on the water, bringing them to Nassau, where you're supposed to have a nice day at the beach, and 57 cuckolds get marched off the boat in shackles.
Well, amongst all of this, the boat apparently stayed on schedule. On Tuesday morning, when the ship arrived in Manhattan on schedule, New York police were waiting at the terminal as it docked. At this time, it is unknown whether any guests were arrested or whether New York or New Jersey authorities will handle the incident since it occurred on international waters.
Why can't I have so much fun on a vacation? All you got in your damn vacation was a knee brace.
I got a knee brace. They got an hour-long brawl for a cuckold situation that started with 3 and ended up with 60 through 5 floors and took an hour.
What do they think? Like it's like a mosh pit? Like, oh, that looks like fun. Let's go with the broken beer bottles and get in a fight.
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
No idea either. No idea. Hang on, we got a new metal band here. Let me bring this up before we go Florida. Florida in the news. A new metal band name for Big B.
Cuckolds and shackles.
Cuckolds and shackles. That's a good one too.
Hold while I write things down.
That might be better than he's a cuckold. Anyway, I think we're into Florida in the news, guys. So if you stay put for just 1 second.
I like that.
That is good. I agree. That is really good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a favorite segment of ours, and sometimes it takes a while to get enough stories to do this, but it is time for
Everyone from Florida is stupid.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the news.
Oh, yes, it is a good one. And
yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite a while. But we have Florida in the news. The first story from Florida.
Yeah, this is weird.
Comes from CNN. I know nobody pays attention to CNN, but they have some good Florida news.
But this is good. This is legitimate news. They should spend more time on this stuff.
Headline reads, a Florida county is quarantining after discovery of invasive giant African land snail.
Never mind the pythons and the alligators, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't care about COVID. We don't care about monkeypox.
Yeah.
There is a giant snail on the loose.
Is this a side effect of bath salts?
Who would win in a race, a snail or a sloth?
That's a big fucking snail, though.
It still crawls at a whopping 0.6 of a mile an hour.
But it eats.
What are you afraid of?
It eats cement, though, apparently.
A Florida county is under quarantine due to the discovery of a fast-growing population of invasive giant African land snails. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services confirmed there were giant African land snails in the Newport Richey area of Pasco County on June 23rd. The snails pose a health risk to humans because they carry a parasite called rat lungworm.
Oh, jeez.
Hold while I write things down.
Worm. Ladies and gentlemen, if monkeypox and COVID-19 aren't enough for you, and I guarantee you this is a reason to wear a mask because it'll go right in your lung.
Rat lungworm.
Rat lungworm.
Apparently it can cause meningitis.
Ooh, that's bad.
Christina Chitty, a public information director, told CNN. Christina Chitty, the foremost authority on rat lungworm.
Yes. And where does CNN find these people exactly? I mean, we look for guests occasionally and try to find entertaining people, but We need to get someone on the Nancy Grace show to talk about rat, ringworm, lungworm, whatever the fuck it is.
I hope Nancy Grace fucking dies in a fire.
A rat,
I hate Nancy Grace. They can produce up to 2,500 eggs per year, so the population is difficult to control. They're fucking snails. They don't move very fast.
This is
trap
better
them,
than
step on them, spray them, do whatever you need. They're not running away.
This is better than Plants versus Zombies.
According to Chitty, the population in Pasco County likely originated from the illegal pet trade.
Yes. Never mind. There's a shortage of parrots and cockatoos. We need to get these snails over to the U.S. They'll buy anything in Florida. Those fuckers, they're a bunch of cuckolds.
Giant African land snails are illegal to own as pets in the United States, but some exotic pet owners still keep the invasive pests. If the owners discard them into the wild or accidentally lose them, how do you accidentally lose a fucking snail? How in God's name do you accidentally lose a snail?
It's open.
Holy fuck. You accidentally lose a snail. Jesus fucking Christ.
I fell asleep. It must have crept across the floor. Oh, fuck me up the ass.
It'll make it from here to the door in the next 2 years. It's a fucking snail. Jesus Christ.
It's like you're sitting there on your muscle relaxants or antidepressants, whatever it is, and you're shitting your pants, and the snail takes off on you. It's making
even when it takes off.
Right.
It's going like this. Have you ever seen a snail like on outside your house?
Yeah, it's like playing Frogger in slow motion. It's
You could pour table salt on it and it kills it.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, they don't move very fast.
No, not at all.
So don't take your eyes off them. So anyway, let me get this straight because I kind of lost myself in this. Someone acquired one of these snails through an illegal operation.
Right.
And they lost it. Oh my God, it's Daryl.
What? Oh shit.
It's Daryl. Now I can see Daryl losing one of those snails.
Daryl could actually absolutely lose one of those snails because he spends most of the time in Jimmy's bar.
Daryl, it is great to have you in chat. I feel honored.
We love Daryl.
Oh,
let me tell you.
And what's the other guy? The
I don't know. I gotta remember all their names. I don't remember. But if Daryl's hanging with us, we have to say what's up to Jimmy's bar.
Yeah.
What's up to everybody at Jimmy's?
Jimmy's Sports Lounge.
Jimmy's Sports Lounge. That's right. I have to remember the name. Jimmy's Sport. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. I've been in Arizona. Jimmy's Sports Lounge. What's up to everybody in Jimmy's Sports Lounge? What's up to Daryl? We love you guys.
Hey, Daryl, it is great to be here. We should have a Daryl t-shirt.
I would love a Daryl t-shirt.
We got to talk to Jimmy.
If you accidentally lose them or discard them, they can quickly establish a foothold. What's quickly? What's quickly in a snail's world? Tell me. Feeding on over 500 different plant species and even consuming the paint and stucco off houses.
I told you, it's cement.
It's a stucco eating snail.
It's like a zombie snail.
Holy crap. Look, honey, look at the stucco work we've done. Oh, wait, there's a snail eating it.
Yeah. What are those holes in the wall? It must be those invasive snails.
Chitty said the department is currently investigating the population and determining how many snails are in Pasco County. The snails are native to East Africa and can grow up to 8 inches long. That's not giant.
That's a big snail.
Well, actually, yeah, 8 inches. Okay. The quarantine took effect on June 25th and prevents residents from moving the snail or related items. like plants and soil, in or out of the designated quarantine area.
So basically, you're in a cell, right? Like you can't move your lawn, you can't take away your yard waste.
You can't do anything of like
You
that.
can't do they are trying to contain these snails. I'm surprised they don't send in like bombs or something.
Residents who think they have spotted a giant African land snail are advised to call the FDACS and avoid touching the snail without gloves due to the meningitis risk.
Now, would you admit it? Because you'd be instantly on quarantine, and we've had enough of that shit in the past 2 years. I'd be like, just carry on, snail.
It's a fucking snail. Who cares? Just let it go. Do you touch snails normally? No, nobody touches fucking snails. What is wrong with people?
So quick, it could kill you, right? Like it was, but a snail, you got plenty of time. Even if you're on laxatives filled with muscle relaxant, you got time to shit, take a nap, and still get away from the snail. It ain't going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Anyway, enough about the invasive. That was actually good. I didn't know that would be. I didn't know that would be that entertaining. Hopefully, I'm.
Daryl says escargot.
Escargot, Daryl, correctly. God, look at that scary picture.
I love Daryl.
I am so honored. Having Daryl is like having Short Sai and the other Leela or whatever in the same room.
Daryl and everybody from Jimmy's Sports Lounge is awesome.
Yeah. Where's Jay Vegas when you need him?
Seriously, where's everybody?
Anyway, they're probably watching us on the big screen. Jimmy told me it's going to be on the big screen. And he promised he was going to mail our hats that we legitimately won.
We did. We went
fucking contest. If he reneges on me, I will disown Jimmy.
We went 3 for 3 in that contest.
We were legitimate. He gave us a challenge thinking we were going to stink up the room. And we legitimately won those hats.
How many fucking Canadian contests can I win?
True. Like, you have zero luck in New York City, Queens, New York. You win shit.
Right.
You get fines. You get audited by the government. You do get double of things you order, but that's not the same thing. You have won 2 Canadian contests in a year. It's half a year.
I need to play the Canadian lottery is what I need to play.
Hey, listen, you send me the numbers and I'll buy the tickets.
There you go.
We'll hook up after the show. Just
Absolutely.
for a little bit. Because I want to retire in Arizona.
Yes, we will absolutely retire in Arizona. I loved Arizona.
Yeah. Anyway, back over to Florida. This is a weird story. And we have video of this too.
This comes from clickorlando.com. Headline reads, teens broke into $8 million Florida mansion, held boxing matches during a house party.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
If you had an $8 million mansion and you were not going to be present in said mansion,
right,
would you not be able to afford security?
I would think you would be able to afford security.
And I mean better security than the Carnival Magic.
Yes, I would think you would be able to afford security.
Okay.
At the very least, a security system like Simply Safe. It only costs $100 or whatever it is. You could put an alarm on it. Daryl says he's going to put a bug in his ear to get us the hats.
Just not one of those fucking snails, please.
Just not an African snail.
Kind of like Jimmy. I don't want him to get meningitis.
This comes from Walton County, Florida. A sheriff's office in Florida is searching for the young adults who they say broke into an $8 million seaside home, threw a party, vandalizing the property in the process, and posted video evidence on social media. I'm assuming it was TikTok.
I have the video when you're ready.
Ooh. The Walton County Sheriff's Office posted videos from the open house party to its Facebook page on Monday in hopes that the people involved, around 200 young adults, would come clean and turn themselves in.
200 people. Okay. So far, the cruise took it took it, right? Like 60 cuckolds, 57 cuckolds, sorry, because there was 3 in a threesome, took the cake down 4 floors on a cruise ship. 200 teens inside an $8 million museum.
Yes.
This is even better. We could have like a contest here.
It says here, an open house party is against the law. An open house party in a home you break into is a burglary. Let's remember the difference. A house party is against the law. A house party in a house you break into is burglary.
Hey, I'm no lawyer, but that makes sense to me.
It makes sense to me too. The Post said they discovered the illegal party after the sheriff's office received a noise complaint from security in the area of South Walton. So security in the area sent police a noise complaint. They didn't themselves go and do their job and check out the house. They called the police.
Am I the only one who has completely lost faith after tonight in security?
Security is awful.
Security is useless.
Useless.
We
It took
have
them in.
not one story, but 2 tonight showing you that security is useless.
It took them an hour to calm down the boat brawl, and they had to call the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
In this case, security didn't bother doing anything. They just called the police.
Yeah.
Where
You're going to tell me when the police arrived, everyone was gone.
They were called to Blackwater Street in Watercolor, a beachside community that features luxurious resorts. The owners of the home didn't know anything was happening because they were out of town. When law enforcement arrived, partygoers left the scene. They said evidence from the party was easy to find since those that broke in posted their own evidence on social media.
TikTok.
I would presume TikTok. It is not named, but I would presume TikTok. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Gentlemen, I don't mean to interrupt your news, but I can see this is a very popular platform. We have over 10,000 followers, and we post daily on TikTok.
Well, there you go.
If you want to check out what Big B and I are doing, if you didn't catch the whole show and you want to catch a minute and 25 seconds of what's going on, it's on
TikTok.
You got it. Just search Cave Crew Radio.
Well, here we go.
News.
Here we go. Videos are circulating on Snapchat, Instagram, and other social media platforms. TikTok. With some highlights, including where some of the people attending turned the foyer of the $8 million home into a boxing ring. Videos and photos showed young adults smoking in what appeared to be a theater room, drinking, boxing, and play fighting. One photo showed a male wearing a handful of gold rings he found in the home. The sheriff's office is now asking for those who ransacked the home.
That's theft.
That is theft.
Yeah.
The sheriff's office is now asking those who ransacked the home to come forward themselves before the evidence does it for them.
Come clean. Okay.
Here's another sliver of information.
Sliver.
Snapchat isn't private. You may think it is if you're a teenager or someone in your early 20s and you are not yet worldly. Your friends will snitch, word gets out.
Yeah.
You'll be tagged in pics on the gram. Also, we can subpoena.
It's not Instagram anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get hip. We might be older, but we can run with this. I bet you DK's or Big B's kids don't even know this. And my kid, we're on the gram.
On the gram.
On the gram.
We can also subpoena. We can also subpoena Snapchat.
So it's out there somewhere in the cloud. So if you think Snapchat is safe, you're dearly mistaken. We can subpoena them. And we also have all the comments available on the gram.
On the gram.
Even if you're marked as private.
This is how stupid the younger generation is. If you're going to commit a crime, why are you posting it anywhere?
Why do you think Big B and I are not in jail? There was no such thing as the gram and TikTok when we were around.
None whatsoever. There was almost no internet when we were around.
Not even doorbell cameras.
Nothing. But now you commit a crime, you want to post it on TikTok and Snapchat. Why? You're implicating yourself.
Because they want to be social influencers. Okay, I just want to give you a thing. We're getting close, so we're going to skip the next one and go to the cocksucker. But
sure,
we got to show the video first.
Okay, yep.
Here's some video of this 200 kids.
Imagine going away and then returning to find that your house had been the scene of a wild pop-up party advertised on social media.
Where did they find the boxing gloves?
Homeowners are
Where did the boxing gloves come
They're
from?
going nuts. Out of control teenagers wreaking havoc inside an $8 million mansion. Cops say the party organizer broke in when they found out the homeowners were going to be away for a few days. Not only did they dance and go crazy, it was fight night. Teens going after each other in white boxing gloves. You even see two young women take a turn.
A week prior, these individuals, the main culprits, if you will, started advertising an open house party at this residence.
Looks like they
and then
advertised
went
the
and
party.
broke into
Did
the
you see
home
that poster?
and basically had 150 people, 200 people show up at this house.
The home is stunning, located in a Ritchie resort outside Seaside,
that's in a
Florida.
pretty
Look at the
big
pool
area.
and surrounding
Look at this.
landscape. There are chandeliers
Hey,
everywhere.
this is a
You see
beautiful
one in the
place.
party
It
video.
really is.
This is
Boxing
the home
match.
theater. Here are the boys kicking back in those sumptuous chairs with cup holders. In this photo, you see a teen wearing Super Bowl
just
championship
posted on
rings on every
Snapchat
finger.
on the cloud.
Authorities say the homeowner is a sports memorabilia
morons.
collector. At one point, you see the partygoers
Whatever
frantically
happened to
leaving the home
Polaroid
after
cameras?
officers arrive. Several parents have spotted their children in the video and are cooperating with authorities.
Oh my Lord. Weird news, Florida. All right, we're going to skip the middle one because it's not that
Yep.
good, I think, right? The bank one.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can save that for another time.
Sure.
This is a good one. I don't have video of this, unfortunately. But this is a good one to end the night. Wait a minute. We haven't done this for a while.
It's time for Big B's Big Bang Story of the Week.
My wife just brought me a drink. Hold on.
Oh, this is not a good time, Mrs. B. Go look at your emeralds or whatever.
I know this is the end of the show, but she brought me a wonderful coconutty drink. It's and again, you think it's coffee?
Serve them in plastic. My wife drinks out of that too. She'll hand me these plastic coffee mugs and say, "Make me a drink." Does anybody have any class anymore?
This just keeps it cold. It's wonderful.
Does the same thing. She's got like a Tim Hortons one. She puts ice in it. Will you make me a drink? And I'm like, well, would you like it in our finest china? We don't spend much time together anymore.
Can I tell you, I haven't done this in 2 weeks. I've been drinking beer. I've been drinking my whiskey. I didn't even know she entered the room. I looked up while you're playing the video and I said, oh shit, she's here. And she gave me a drink.
She's like one of those giant snails.
Stealthy snails.
Yeah, stealthy snails.
The final story of the night comes from
What's for you, Daryl Mills?
Daryl and everybody at Jimmy's Sports Lounge. This comes from the Daily Mail. Headline reads, Florida woman performing oral sex on driver nearly bites his penis off and they get into a head-on collision with a FedEx van.
Before you go on.
Sure.
And I know you always tell me there's a theme to everything that we do and yada, yada. Does anybody just have sex for fun anymore? Does it always have to end in violence?
In Florida, yes.
Okay. And on cruise ships.
And on cruise ships, apparently.
Okay.
A Florida driver nearly had his penis bitten off by a woman giving him oral sex after he lost control of his car in a head-on collision.
So he was going to have an orgasm. And
He was
hit the brake.
He was about to drop his. He was about to drop his load.
Right.
He couldn't control his car while doing so.
Right.
And hit a FedEx.
She panicked and instant reaction, a biting motion.
Right.
That almost, even a seatbelt or an airbag could not help you in this situation.
Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue responded to an accident on North Ocean Boulevard and 19th Street on Thursday after the unidentified man crashed his vehicle into a FedEx van. Authorities told Local 10 News that the man lost control of the vehicle around 7 p.m. after becoming distracted by his girlfriend's sexual acts. The couple was found half naked in their SUV and can be seen in photos laying on the ground.
Yes, you can see. Hang on, let's bring it up here. You can kind of see it in the photo.
Is that them by the pole?
I think to the left over here with the paramedics.
Oh, okay. Yep, I got you.
Well, there's two. So one's the girl. Maybe she's got a little bit of a headache. Well, no, this one over to the left looks like it has his pants down. So that's the guy with the lacerated penis. I'm just assuming. And then these two guys are going, these fucker. And see the guy in the middle? The EMS guy or whatever?
Yep.
Guess what he's doing? He's filming on
TikTok.
You got it.
The man appears to be in pain as officers gather around him while he laid on his back. The woman, who had her jeans around her ankles, laid face down on the pavement in nothing but her underwear and a white tank top. The driver sustained injuries in his groin area, but otherwise was fine. The woman, who said to have sustained mild injuries on impact, the woman was said to have sustained mild injuries on impact. The two passengers in the FedEx vehicles were said to be fine and sustain mild injuries themselves. In photos, it appears the two were casually lying on the sidewalk as they waited for authorities to deal with the crash. So far, no one has been charged in the accident, and police have not released names.
Well, he's got a scarred penis for the rest of his life. He's paid for it.
So she's blowing him while he's driving around. He's about to come, loses control because he's not paying attention to where he's driving, and crashes head on
to
into
a
FedEx
van. And why are we protecting their identity?
That you have to ask the police department. They have not released the names yet.
I don't see it. Why we're protecting them. It makes no sense.
I couldn't tell. I have no idea.
She's honking on Bobo, and she's got some sharp teeth. Let's put it that way.
Can you imagine like what would have happened? She almost did like a Lorena Bobbitt on this fucking dude.
I really feel bad for Amanda because I don't know if you followed this show for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, but she always comes in at the most awkward times. We're talking about a woman giving oral sex to a man in Florida. They smash head onto a FedEx, and the guy gets his penis bitten in half. And here's Amanda wondering what she walked into.
She's like, "Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, I'm here. Hey, is it the recipe of the week? Is it time to name the show yet?"
I don't know what my wife brought, but this is wonderful.
Oh, I'm good. But anyway, so end this story so I gotta pee.
Really good. What my wife brought is wonderful. Holy crap.
She's more than welcome to. You have multiple mics in that studio. You can hook her up one weekend and we can all drink and
I have to figure because I've really pared down my studio. So This mic right here is just connected into my computer, so I have to figure that out.
Anyway, like you owe to the people to finish the fucking story. You haven't been here in 2 weeks.
It's over. It's done.
Done.
That was it.
It's over.
That was it.
Amanda hit the rewind button. You missed the threesome on the cruise ship and the 200 kids boxing, and I can't remember what happened else. We've had and invasive snails. They give you meningitis.
And antidepressants while taking a shit.
Oh, yeah. The laxatives. You guys got to rewind. This was a good show. Amanda will. I don't know. She probably won't talk to us for weeks. This was a really bad show. We're talking like cuckolds and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, the cuckolds are the worst.
Anyway, Daryl Mills in the house. I'm still like kind of shy talking on microphone. No one's as smooth as him.
We need Daryl. If you're still listening, we need you to come on at least one night of the Endless Summer Beach Party.
Yeah, like, never mind Jimmy. Let's cut out the middleman here, Daryl. You don't need Jimmy. We can bring you on, and I'm going to talk to Daryl because he's a member of the Facebook group. I don't think he ever accepted my friend request, but I don't blame him. I'm not the normal person you want to hang out with. But I'm going to contact Daryl and see if he wants to join us on the show. Tell Mrs. B we're done in 5 minutes. I got to pee.
I got to pee too.
All right. The name of the show, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, it was great having Big B back. Great having Mike Jolette's amazing news. And Angry Old Man, you guys are going to love it when it finally comes on the show. I don't have much here. I wrote down like some show notes and social distancing at the Grand Canyon. I did like when Mike Jolett said broke back Woody. I kind of like that for like a show note.
Okay.
Also, I can't remember where it came up because so much has happened. It's a red flag. I think you might have a better one. Oh, wait a minute. A sliver of information. That was another one I wrote down. I can't remember who said it in the chat. Maybe it was Daryl. Do you need me to bring you a candle?
Ooh, I like that one.
And I have had right since the very beginning. Oh, he did accept. All right, Daryl, we'll be in contact. You're coming on the show.
Absolutely. We need Daryl on this show.
Jimmy will shit his pants when they put him on the big screen. Anyway, since a very long time ago, and Big B probably has something better but my favorite is still, he's a cuckold. That's my name of the show right there. Big B's a little out of the loop, so I'm going to say he has 5.
I have 7.
Oh, geez. Okay, hang on. Throw yours out there if you have any, people. If you
Number
have
1.
The show, throw it out there. We'll add it.
First one would be a show note, possibly. I got a knee brace from a Phoenix Target.
Yes, that was a good one. Hang on. I might just shorten it to Phoenix.
Sure, why not?
We're limited to characters. Next.
Antidepressants and taking a shit.
Yes, next.
I'm lighting a candle and shitting myself.
Hang on. Oh, that's a show note. I'm lighting a candle and shitting myself. Okay, that's a good one.
Next. It bores holes in your ass.
That was from Angry Old Man. Okay.
Ignorant fools acting stupid.
Ignorant fools acting stupid. My hand's starting to hurt. Okay. We need some shorter ones.
Rat lungworm.
That could be it. But you have a favorite.
I certainly do. And before I get to the favorite, let me acknowledge Facebook user says, light me up. I am depressed.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to write that down. Okay, I got that too. Good first show name. Too long for a show name.
And here's my number one. Cuckolds in shackles.
Yeah, I like that one. I forgot about that. How do you spell it? Is it hold or old?
Old. Cuckolds.
I've never been one. In shackles.
In shackles. Cuckolds in shackles.
Yes, I did like that one because I had my cuckold one and yours is better. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you protest, it's cuckolds in shackles. If that doesn't make sure we got some good downloads. Yeah, light me up. I am depressed is a good one, Facebook user. All right, kids. Both of us have to pee. We've run a little bit over again, but Big B's back. It was a lot of fun. We heard about his vacation. We can hear some more. You want to generate some conversation. We're kind of a little bit old-fashioned, even though we're on TikTok and the Gram and Twitter. We usually hang out on the Facebook group, which is Cave Crew Radio on Facebook.com, and we post stories and we have conversation. We have a lot of good times. All right, Big B. That's it. You go enjoy your delicious drink. And I still can't get over but my wife does that too. I like put it in a decent glass if it's a fancy drink.
Oh, I don't mind.
Anyway,
I don't care because it's alcohol. I can't
my
give a
wife's
shit.
the same though. So I can't criticize. I don't get it. Anyway, kids, we'll be back next week. And Lord knows what's going to come up. Just hang out.
Next week, I will show you the new book.
Oh, yes, the new book. The new book. Yes, the new book. All right, kids, it's been a great time. Been good to have Big B back. We've had some great stories, and we'll have more for you next week. And big shout out to Mike Jolitz in Surprise, Arizona. Always an important part of the show, as are you guys. You guys are an important part of the show, too. And we love engaging with the audience.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Search Cave Crew Radio.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go. Just go. Get out. Get the hell out!
No! Get out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Basically, all I've done is keep my promise.